guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's me again. Right here, cooking it up, cooking it up. So y'all see the title? What's cooking? You know what I mean? It's all about what's cooking in the transfer market, guys. Y'all are gonna see me in and out because you know what I mean. I'm dealing with a lot of pots. There's a situation where I'm gonna be in and out of the video, dealing with a lot of pots. But I'm here. I'm here. You know what I mean? Transfer, guys. Transfer madness. Wake up to some mad, crazy news about transfer. What's going on? What's likely to take place? Spurs, Spurs trying to hijack the Eze deal. Manchester United trying to jump on to the Rodrigo deal. You know what I'm saying? All these deals that Arsenal been plotting, been planning over the transfer season. You know what I mean? Other clubs have been taking notice, you know what I mean? And waiting on the right time for them to make their move. That's what I'm saying, guys. All these situations taking place right in front of our eyes. You get me? Yeah, right in front of our eyes. These people are trying to come for the players that we are so in love with. You know what I mean? Rodrigo, everybody know Arsenal and Rodrigo. You get what I'm saying? Everybody know that Eze is every Arsenal fan dream target. You get me? But since Tottenham, Madison got injured, you know what I mean? We all know that we should brace for this. You know what I mean? Because they need they need a central midfield. You know what I mean? They need a creative midfielder now. So it was always likely that they will go for somebody. You know what I mean? And hey, Eze is there. Eze is available. Eze want that move. Champions League football, Tottenham have that this season. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Tottenham is an attractive club this season based on the transformation that they're going through right now. You know what I mean? They're bringing some incomings, you know what I mean? Survey from Manchester City, you know what I mean? Looking likely, you know what I mean? As if they can find the money, you get me? So it's all down to the money, really, to get the players that you want, which is this thing for every club. You know what I mean? With every club, it's always about the money. You know what I mean? I think financial fair play applies to everybody. Tottenham is spending a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how Tottenham can afford this deal and we can't. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. How can they afford this deal and we can't? So we need to sell. They should need to sell too. I don't remember them selling anybody yet. You understand what I'm saying? I don't remember Tottenham selling a single soul yet. Get me? So I'm not too worried, you know what I mean? In terms of it is possible, it is likely because Tottenham need that kind of player. Tottenham need a player like that. Tottenham need a creative player. You get me? With the signings that they have, they could be cooking this season. You know what I mean? They could be cooking this season. You know, it's not something that I like to say about the neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Not something I like to say about the neighbors. But they look like they're putting in, they're making a soup pot. You know what I mean? They look like they're making a soup pot. They're doing something over there. You get me? Yeah, man. Tottenham, they're doing something over there. You know what I mean? But the Eze links. You know what I mean? Eze has been linked to Tottenham. You know what I mean? Reports are that Tottenham, Eze is keen to the move. You know, always reports players keen to this, players keen to that. But are they really? You know what I'm saying? Or is Eze there waiting on Arsenal to make the move? You know what I mean? Well, is Arsenal going to make the move? You know what I'm saying? Arsenal waiting on outgoings, according to reports. You know what I'm saying? Why not just buy Eze and then figure out the outgoings later? Because Eze is a player that, honestly, every Arsenal fan would love to see at the club. You know what I mean? That's no joke. You know what I mean? He offers something totally different from what we have in the middle of the park. You know what I mean? In those low block areas where we find it tough, so tough to break down teams last season. You know what I mean? With the likes of Eze, um, Madwike, you know what I mean? These players that like to dribble at players. You know what I'm saying? Dribble at players. And in them dribbling at players, we will open up room, we open up space. You get me? So yeah, I understand the links with Tottenham and I understand the move. You know what I mean? That Tottenham has made. I understand that Tottenham even have a better Tottenham have space for this guy. You know what I mean? Because as I said, Madison has just gone down injured. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Big up everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? Big up everybody in the chat. All with the Rileys. Big up everybody in the chat. Riley and Deshauna. Yeah, man. So it's a situation where it's a guaranteed start. Nevertheless, it would be a guaranteed start for Eze anyway, because there's no way Madison starting over Eze. It was a situation that he was still there, and they just wanted to get another midfield. You know what I'm saying? No way, Jose. Madison starts over Eze. You know what I mean? Eze walks into a lot of this starting level. You know what I mean? The guy is that good. You get me? He's that good right now. He's that creative. So I don't like the links, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I don't like the links. He's an Arsenal player. You know what I mean? Y'all understand what I mean when I say he's an Arsenal player. That's where it should be going. You know what I mean? Towards the Arsenal dressing room. That's what I'm saying? I don't like the situation where Arsenal just messing around with these transfers, you know what I mean, and not getting things done. You know what I mean? So fans are now getting nervous when they hear that okay, this player is coming off of this player and that team is coming off of this team and this club is coming off of that player. All of that confusion, bag of garbage. Alright. I'm done voicing my point. Anyway, deal I'm making is this. Eze is a very attractive player. You know what I mean? Eze is gonna attract a lot of interest. You know what I mean? Crystal Palace is has been demoted to the Conference Cup. You know what I mean? They're no longer in the Europa League. They are demoted to the Conference Cup. You understand what I'm saying? So that makes it even a little bit easier for teams like Spurs to come and lick pick at them for their talent. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the situation with what's going on with Eze, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Can they do it, guys? What y'all think? Can Tottenham pull off this signing? Is it possible? Well, anything is possible. It's football. And as I said, Tottenham have Champions League football. You know what I mean? And that's attraction by itself right here. You know what I mean? Will they have it next season? I don't know. They have it right now. You know what I mean? And as I said, they are cooking over there. You know what I mean? They put on a pot like they about to boil some soup. You know what I mean? So yeah, Manchester City and Rodrigo. Manchester City and Rodrigo. If a Manchester City goes in for Rodrigo, guys, that's something that you can't take lightly. We're talking about Manchester City now. We're talking about Pep. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Pep Guardiola. Get me? Manchester City and a Rodrigo, that's a devastating combination. That's a devastating combination. You know what I mean? Not something that you want to take lightly or look around and try to play around with. Manchester City, Rodrigo, that's a statement. You know what I mean? That's a statement to remind persons that Manchester City trying to remind persons that remember that they are still here. They are still who they are. They are still Man City. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. That's what I see going on. You know what I mean? They are still Man City. And they're trying to remind persons that they are still here, which hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Um, they are trying to sell Sevilla. to Tottenham. You know what I mean? That's another player that Tottenham is trying to get. So y'all see what I mean when I say Tottenham is putting on a pot? They put it on a pot over there. They're trying to boil some soup. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying. Why some teams, you know what I mean, are still trying to catch the stove? Tottenham already have a pot on. You understand what I'm saying? Water already in the pot. Some ingredients already being put in that pot. You get what I'm saying? So they ain't trying to mess around. You know what I mean? They're trying to make sure that they are noticed. You get what I'm saying? They're trying to make sure that they are noticed. So Manchester City links with Rodrigo, and they have some outgoings going on. You know what I mean? They have the likes of, as I said, that player that Tottenham's trying to get. You know what I mean? And then they have the likes of Jack Grealish, guys. Let's talk about Jack Grealish for a second. Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is on a season-long loan. Here we go. It's already completed. To Everton. You know what I mean? That's not the part that really gets me, guys. The part that gets me is this. Jack Grealish is about 30, 31. You know what I mean? Jack Grealish is about 30, 31, and he's on a season-long loan to Everton with a 15 million. 50. Guys, you're hearing correct. 50 million buy option. 50 million buy option. Really? Which team in there? Which team smoking something enough to go buy a 31-year-old guy for $50 million? And come on, guys, let's be real about the whole situation. Who is that high? Who is really that high to go buy a Grealish for $50 million? £50 million. You know what I mean? Y'all tell me, y'all reason with me. Y'all probably know better than me, so y'all can reason with me. You know what I mean? Almost. When I hear that, I'm like, somebody got to be smoking something. Whatever they on, I need to be on. You know what I mean? Because life must be good that they can think of something like that. That's a carefree lifestyle right there. You know what I mean? That's just idle words throwing out. You know what I mean? $50 million for a 31-year-old? Which starting 11 does this guy fit in right now in the top six? Probably Tottenham. He probably can get into Tottenham team. Everybody always say I like to throw Tottenham. Yeah, come on, man. They're my neighbors. Bible said love your neighbors. You know what I mean? I like Tottenham because they're easy pickings. But Jack Grealish, Everton, it's a done deal. Buy option 50 million. I don't think that buy option is going to be activated. I am not going to lie to you guys. I don't see that buy option being not even a little bit activated, not even considered. You know what I mean? It's not something that's reasonable. So you can get so much talent out there for $50 million. Why you gonna waste your money? Can't waste your money. You know what I mean? So there's a lot going on in this transfer market, guys. There's a lot going on in this transfer market. You know what I mean? PSG, Dan Mario, Mario, whatever his name. You know what I mean? That keeper is now leaving PSG. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, guys, that's the keeper that pretty much gave them that Champions League title. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one that won them that game against Arsenal. No joke about that, hands down. He's the one that won them that game against Arsenal because we couldn't pass him for nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know what went down, what's going on with them over there. You know what I mean? But he's not in the squad. Was told that he can leave. You know what I mean? And his likely destination is the Premier League. There's a lot of Premier League teams that need a keeper. Manchester United, they are in for a goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? Newcastle, they just had Aaron Ramsdale and loan, so they could be safe for the season. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of dominoes going on with goalkeeper around because I think, who is it? Is it the Manchester City? Is it Manchester City? I think the goalkeeper is probably subject to leave too. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember right now. because I'm broadening my topic right now. I wouldn't go stretch over to them as yet until probably later. But this is just a reasoning topic, guys. Me and y'all are reasoning about what's going on in the transfer market. So it's been a good window so far for Arsenal. You know what I mean? It's still not the best. We're still not comfortable. We still think we need some more. I mean, we still think we need a lot more. Not a lot more, just the completion. We think we need to complete this team with one or two more signings. You know what I'm saying? And Eze was one of those signings. Rodrigo was that other signing. So those to us Arsenal fans was the two completion of the signings, which we know are not standing alone. We were never standing alone with the Rodrigo deal, you know what I mean? There was always competition there, you know what I mean? But we thought that the Eze deal was not in the bag, but we thought that it was ours for the taking. You know what I mean? We heard the report, he loves us, he wants to come home, you know what I mean? He has a point to prove, all sorts of stuff that sounds good to the ears. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. Now, fast forward, we're hearing that, okay, yes, he is intrigued by a move to Tottenham. You know what I mean? Just like that, the report has changed. You know what I mean? And just like that, Arsenal have to decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to pursue this move regardless? Or are we just going to wait like we always do and probably lose out on a top target like we always do? Decision, decision, decision. You get what I'm saying, guys? Decision. You know what I mean? Our left wing still need a little help. You know what I mean? It has improved to me over the past game because of a certain tactic decision that was made. Tactics. That's a tongue twisting. You know what I mean? Certain tactics that the coach made swing the left wing in a favorable position. You know what I mean? Favorable. Because I see where Martinelli over on that left wing gets a little bit more help. You know what I mean? And therefore, he started producing a little bit more. You know what I mean? I've noticed that over there. He doesn't have to hug the touchline as much anymore either. So you see where he comes in centrally at times as well. You know what I mean? As y'all can see with the goal, with the goal that Saka scored that he assisted. You know? So I don't know if they're looking at this team right now and because of how they play and think, okay, we're complete, so we no, we need to bulk up. We need to be ready. You know what I mean? And a Rodrigo and a Eze will take us over in that concrete readiness. If we get a Rodrigo and a Eze, or either or even both, I guarantee you, we will be comfortable going into the Premier League. You know what I mean? Then the pressure will be on the coach only. You know what I mean? And the players to deliver. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. Siri, set me a 25 minutes to port time. Yeah, guys, I'm still cooking. Still cooking, so y'all know this stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, not going to take up much of your time today, guys. Y'all tell me what you think about what's going on in transfer market. Y'all tell me what you think about what's going on with Arsenal and their transfer. Why are they always taking so long to pull the trigger? You know what I mean? What's going on with them just getting players over the line? You get what I'm saying? Y'all let me know in the comments. You know what I mean? Y'all please like and subscribe if you have not yet to the channel. You know what I mean? Let's be a family over here. You know what I mean? Let's talk, let's discuss, let's debate. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what team you support. You know what I mean? Let's just make this channel a football channel, even though I'm an Arsenal fan and you know what I mean, technically we mostly talk about Arsenal football. You know what I mean? But we can talk about everything. We can just come together. We can agree to disagree. Whatever. You know what I mean? Let's just build this union. Let's get it together. Let's have fun with it, guys. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for making it right as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you again probably later. Who knows? Thank you guys.